He's just 11, but today he testified in his father's murder trial, the same man who's accused of stabbing him and killing his mother and sister. A 2018 night so painful to recall the boy wasn't even in the same room as his father. Day 3 of the Ronnie Oneal double murder trial featured his own son, who was 8 at the time, saying he saw his dad kill his mom and sister. And we're not showing his face to protect his identity. Just a heads up, how he describes that night in 2018 is difficult to hear, especially coming from a young child. Let's bring in our Bo Zimmer, who's covered this trial since the start. And Bo, hearing what little Ronnie said his father did to him and his family that night was really awful.
Absolutely, Ryan, and it was actually very interesting to hear Judge Sisko actually make a point on the record of calling Ronnie Oneal very competent in his questioning of his son, but that certainly did not make it any easier. Many people in the courtroom fighting back tears as this father came face to face with his own son for the very first time since that alleged attack on his entire family.
I just saw my dad holding a shotgun and my mom and mom screaming at him.
The now 11-year-old son of Ronnie Oneal tells the jury what he remembers from the evening of March 18th, 2018. It's the night Oneal is charged with gunning down the boy's mother with a 12-gauge shotgun and, according to testimony, even trying to recruit his son to help.
And then my dad said, "Come in here and come kill the B word." And then I went in the room, and then he handed me the shotgun and helped me shoot it.
Oneal's son recalls his mother running out of the house, but says he stayed inside, telling the jury he never saw his father fire the fatal shot.
And I just saw her she was stumbling outside, and then I just saw my dad chase her.
From there, prosecutors allege Oneal next turned his attack on his own 2 children.
Did he do something to your sister?
Yes, he hit her with an axe in the head, and then in the back, and the back, and then the head. And then I saw her eyes roll, and then there was blood everywhere.
Oneal's son, who investigators say was stabbed multiple times and set on fire, next recalled what happened to him.
I was laying on my stomach, he had his foot on top of me, and he was holding me down, and he was lighting a match.
Then came the emotional moment when Oneal, for cross-examination, came face-to-face with his son for the first time since the attack.
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you, too.
Oneal got to work trying to show inconsistency in his son's previous testimony about his mother's shooting, pointing out he might be an unreliable witness due to PTSD.
And you said, "I heard it and saw it." Do you remember saying that to her?
No, I do not.
And when you gave your interview to Detective Dirks, were you still laying in a hospital bed when that happened?
Yes.
And when you were laying in that hospital bed, did you have tubes in your arms and you were hooked up to some machines and stuff?
Yes.
The judge ultimately offering up an assessment of Oneal in court.
So I do just want to note that for the record, that Mr. Oneal appeared to be in command of the facts and knew the points that he was trying to get across, and I feel that he did so competently. All right? Thank you.
And that may be more than just a simple compliment that you heard there from Judge Sisko. She was very intentional about putting that on the record, and that could come into play should his competency or lack of representation come into play later in this trial. Guys?
So you heard Bo mention Oneal's strategy of looking for inconsistencies in what his son said. So we spoke with a licensed clinical psychologist, Dr. Stacy Schneckner, to get a sharper insight on why he may have trouble remembering what happened.
Just because he said different things doesn't necessarily mean he's lying or coached. Okay, that's trauma. Maybe he's remembering different parts. He's remembering different parts in different orders. I mean, it is trauma. You don't know how the brain is processing.
She says children who go through that type of trauma need to be heard. Adults need to be supportive and listen without prompting them with probing questions. She says it's important to look for signs they've changed their daily habits, their mood, or how they feel about themselves.
We need to be able to also provide routine some consistency in food, in sleep, and other things so that they feel that the world is not always unstable. It's going to immediately present them with an anxiety disorder. They immediately need to go into some type of therapy, and it's possible they need to be psychiatrically evaluated for some type of medication to help them stabilize through the shock, the anger, the depression, and processing everything.
She says turning to your child's pediatrician can help you find resources if you think your child is struggling with trauma. We're going to continue to follow the Ronnie Oneal double murder trial for you. Download our 10 Tampa Bay app. We'll send you alerts when we get updates.